one of the key earnings in focus is Nestle's Q3 results. Mahima joins in with more details on the same.
Right, so in terms of the numbers, revenue is up around 4%, EBITDA is down 0.9%, and margins are down by 110 basis points at 22.7%. The net profit is, however, up 5%. Now, these numbers are pretty much in line with what analysts had estimated. In terms of the estimates for revenue were around 4738 crores, EBITDA was around 1066 crores, margins were expected at 22.5%, and net profit was expected to rise by around 2.4%, versus which it's grown by about 5%, which is why we're seeing a significant uptick in the stock. It's up 7% as we speak. In terms of the business comments coming in from the management, the e-commerce is what has aided the growth for the company. The consumer acquisition, the festival activation and premiumization is auguring growth, is what the management has said. The retail business has continued to lead its journey, that is led by Maggi and beverages and overall premiumization as well. The out-of-home consumption is one of the fastest growing business that is driven by geographical expansion in the metro cities. In terms of the exports, they've seen that registered strong growth across key international markets, which is on the back of nutrition as well as instant tea and confectionery. In terms of how dishes and cooking aids did, it also had a strong growth. In terms of milk product, the growth in Milkmaid was supported by festive season. Munch has maintained its focus in the larger regional markets. And lastly, in terms of commodity outlook, the management has said that the commodity prices continue to be firm for coffee, cocoa and cereals and grains. Prices of edible oil have now stabilized for the company, and prices continue to remain stable for milk and packaging. So this is the overall view as to how Nestle has panned out. Good set of numbers for the company, in line with what the management was expecting, and the stock is seeing an uptick of around 6%.
Well, thanks for that, Mahima. In fact, very strong reaction to the earnings, as you've mentioned. But another stock which is in focus is Kalyan Jewellers, another good set of numbers that we are looking at. Do talk to us more about the details on this one as well.
Kalyan Jewellers also a good set of number overall in terms of how the revenue grew. The revenue grew by 40%. The company recorded an EBITDA growth of roughly 75 odd percent, 18 odd percent, and the margins stood at around 6% versus out of 7.1%, so came down to 6%. Net profit was up 21%, and this was on the back of a one-off that was due to custom duty reduction that the government had announced back in budget, and otherwise the net profit growth was around 44%. In terms of the key earnings highlights, well, same-store sales growth stood at 24%. The launch of 30 Kalyan showrooms and 15 Candor showrooms is on track, and there is no impact of lab-grown diamonds seen, is what the management has said. And the impact of custom duty is now over. That will not be carried forward to any other quarter. In terms of the international business, the Middle East revenue grew over 23%. We also spoke to the management today, and they've said that in terms of the debt profile, they are in conversation with the banks to release the collateral for the debt that is already being paid. This quarter, they did not pay any debt, but going forward, they will be repaying 150 crores in the next quarter as well. In terms of the outlook, FY26, they plan to add 90 Kalyan stores and 80 Candor stores. They've said that by FY27, they'll be paying off their debt, after which they will decide as to how they want to use the net cash available to them. They'll be either opening their own stores or may even buy back, is what the management spoke to NDTV Profit today as well. In terms of the margins then, by FY27, if they plan to open their own companies, the ratio between company owned and franchisee will be 50% and 50%. So then the margins will be around 6 to 6.5%, is what the management has said. And because the results were strong and the commentary coming in is also strong, the stock is seeing an uptick of around 11% as we speak.